Are you growing potatoes in buckets and planters and wondering why you're only getting a tiny amount of potatoes? And when you do get potatoes, they're small. I had this problem, but I think I found a solution. A 15-gallon fabric planter. This is one of the easiest ways to grow potatoes. Only if you do it right though. So I'm going to show you my step-by-step method to grow potatoes in these fabric planters. I'm going to show you how to pick the right seed potatoes and also something called chitting. And the best thing about these planters, even if you have a balcony, you can grow potatoes. Now I think these are perfect for growing potatoes and I'll tell you why. I mean, right now it does seem a bit floppy and not all that strong, so how can it actually grow potatoes in it, right? And here's why they work so well. They're fabric, so they breathe. It also means you're going to get more root tips, which means more potatoes. And the best thing about these is you can move them. Too hot, too shady, no worries, you just drag them to where it's better for them. And in this case, as I'm using 15-gallon bags for growing potatoes, I can put maybe 3 or 4 seed potatoes in here. So hopefully gonna produce a lot of potatoes this year. And you're gonna wanna start with the right potatoes because of course you could go to the store and pick up a sprouted potato there and plant it. Would it grow? Yeah. Do you know what's happened to it before that? No. You want verified seed potatoes, ones that haven't been treated so they don't sprout. And with potatoes, there's a few different types. There's early season potatoes. So potatoes like Warburg or Red Norland, these take about 60 to 80 days to grow and get a crop of potatoes. You've got your mid-season potatoes, stuff like Yukon Gold. That takes about 90 to 100 days. Then you have your late varieties like Russet Burbank, and that can take anywhere up to or above 110 days to get a crop. So if you're in a cooler zone like me, you probably want to go with your mid-season ones like your Yukon Golds. Stick with early or mid because we've only got so many frost-free days. Okay, so let's talk about chitting. And to answer any questions, you can chit yourself. I chit myself earlier. It's a funny word. It's fun to have fun with it. Here is one of my seed potatoes. This is just a Yukon Gold potato, a mid-season cropping potato. In fact, that's all I'm growing this year. I tried to do purple ones last year, and it was just loads of itty-bitty ones. But chitting means just pre-sprouting your potatoes. So you can see here on, if it focuses, those little spots there, that's where all the sprouting is starting to happen, and that's where the stem's going to come out of. A great way to do this, if you can afford eggs anyway, is to put them in egg cartons with the eyes facing up. Place them in a bright, cool but not cold area for a couple weeks. Once the sprouts are about 1/2 or 1 inch, that's when you can put them in the ground. It's not a necessity though. I often don't because I buy these and then I just put them in the ground. So this is all I'm going to do. I actually use old soil from last year and I enrich it a little bit. Potatoes don't need great soil, but you know, some good soil at least, and I know this is good soil. And the problem with these fabric planters is they're very light at the moment, so wind blows them away very easily. So I just dump that in there. Just a couple inches, about 3 inches, and then I'm going to put some potatoes in. I do this for a couple reasons, using old soil. One of them is because I want nice new soil for my peppers this year, and I know I can use this for my potatoes. So yeah, these are my seed potatoes. They just look like old potatoes. I'm not going to chit these though, because I can already see that the sprouts are already appearing. So I'm just going to place 4 of these in here, and then I'll just cover with a little more soil and water them in. And here's where a lot of people mess up when they plant their potatoes. They put them in the soil, they cover them, and that's it. A few weeks later you harvest and you've only got a handful of potatoes, and you're wondering why this happened. The issue is you haven't hilled your potatoes, or there's no airflow, or there's too much water, or too many seed potatoes to begin with. If like me, you're using 15-gallon planters, 3 to 4 is a magic number there. So I mentioned hilling your potatoes, and you might be wondering, what's that? Once the green shoots are about 6 inches tall, this is when you want to start hilling. And that just means adding more soil around the stems, covering about half the plant each time. Don't cover it completely, but 3 inches or so, and then just keep doing that as the season progresses until you get to the top of these fabric planters. And you'll notice that I do have them rolled down right now. I will roll them up as the season goes up, and I'll stop hilling when I get to the top. So now you've waited weeks and the leaves are yellowing, the plant's dying back, and very shortly after that, it's go time. And with these fabric planters, it's so easy to harvest. and you're going to get 100% of them as well. All you do is just empty the bag out. It's like a bucket of Halloween candy. Just dump it out and sift through what you want. Some are going to be big, some are going to be small, all of them edible and grown by you. And then you just want to let them cure in a cool, dark room. You do this 5 to 7 days before you store them, and this will just thicken the skin and make them last a bit longer. And if you're going to eat them right away, just skip that step. So let's break down what we've learned today. Like me, use 15-gallon fabric planters. They're a perfect size, and you're going to get loads of potatoes. Get certified seed potatoes. And if you want, you can chit them as well. Plant 3 to 4 potatoes and hill them as they grow, and harvest when the plant dies back. Potato plants dying is actually good news. They're ready. And growing potatoes doesn't have to be complicated. And you can do it in small spaces with these planters. With the right setup and a little patience, you're going to be in carb heaven. You can grow enough potatoes for a couple meals, even in a tiny space. And growing potatoes is why I'm not doing keto anymore. I've also put on a bit of weight, so there's that as well. Well, thank you very much for checking out this video. Make sure to let me know in the comments what potatoes you are growing this year. And like, comment, and share, and of course, subscribe. And the video appearing on your screen right now is the one that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, so go check it out.